All right, everybody, welcome back to the Hotspot here on YouTube, on Facebook Live, and on KUM TV8. Glad you're spending part of your lunch hour with us. And last week, of course, you might recall, I told you about an upcoming art show, Body Beautiful, which is going to open at the Lee Regis Art Gallery, of course, at the Tumon Sands Plaza. Go down to Tumon, spend some money, help us out. Now, joining us here in studio is one of the artists, part of the Body Beautiful art show, Jerrold Castro, who's offering some workshops as well. Jerrold, Hafaday, and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
To say that Jerrold Castro is offering workshops is kind of playing it down like a little bit. They're going to have the chance to actually learn from someone who is a true master of many disciplines. I know you're going to be like humble and everything because, of course, you are. GW class of 97, right?
Yes.
So shout out to you and Joan, classmates, right?
Yep.
But you're also sharing, more importantly, not just technique and not just, raw materials and, and the concepts of fine art, but the passion for creativity and for capturing moments and emotions and images. And in this part, or in this theme rather, having to do with the body, right?
Yes. The figurative work is, I think, is one of the most social things we can do, right? Because you're, as an artist, if you're doing something figurative, you're having that experience between one another. And for people, we're all social animals, and we crave that. So as an artist, when we do that, when we're trying to communicate the figure onto whatever medium we're working on, it's an experience that we're sharing. And then even to take it further, when you present that product, right, that piece of work to the viewer, and then they have that conversation, it's a whole nother experience. So it's a very social thing to do, to kind of do figurative work.
Now, you've been honing this craft that you have. I mean, it's God-given ability plus, undergraduate training, and then you got your MFA in San Francisco, right? So, I mean, you've got years and years of theoretical studies. You've studied under other masters.
Yeah.
So when people take part in this workshop and everything, what is kind of the overall message you want to communicate to them about, that there is something in each and every one of us, which is creativity and, and the ability to make something beautiful. But we can't just like turn it on and off like a light. So how do we tap into that?
Well, the first thing is to not be afraid, right? Like you want to, so most people, most artists who are trying to do any type of work, whether it's figurative or anything, they're afraid to start, right? And that's life in general. A lot of people don't want to take that first step to get into something because it might lead into something else, and then now you're stuck.
I'm afraid of being criticized or scrutinized.
Yeah, exactly. But once you do, you just kind of get comfortable with the process, and if you have something, a step-by-step process that you can follow, then maybe it's gonna be easier, and then maybe you'll like it and enjoy it more.
And this is amazing. We're showing some pieces right here. How do you come up with these ideas? And just like, is it something you see in nature? Is it like maybe like a person you just happen to pass at the mall, or a memory you might have from your past? Or
so the work that was shown was from my inafa'maolek series, To Make Good. So inafa'maolek was really it's a journey for myself for cultural identity, my cultural identity, exploring my cultural identity, and the images that you saw was kind of like a couple ideas that manifested in that exploration. It's about the Chamorro culture, right? Because I'm Chamorro, and what I perceive myself as a Chamorro man in today's world, having our culture be influenced by hundreds of years of colonialism, and it's like a really hard pill to swallow for a lot of people. It was a tough journey for me to go through, but I want to say that when you look at my work and those specific ones, you will see in terms of the whole series, the whole body of work, that there's a proud Chamorro behind that.
Exactly. I mean, and if I may, Joe, my interpretation of this, now that you've explained it to me, this beautiful piece, it's like there is a fracturing. There's a coming apart of the person, and yet there's still that resolve and that strength and that pride.
Yes.
And and that comes through abundantly.
Yeah. Thank you. And you hit it right on the nail on the head. It's that this particular piece is about that strength, despite the fact that there's a lot of pressure that are really crumbling the culture. We've existed for 1,000 years. We'll still be here for 1,000 more, and that's what that's all about. That's
and someone may be chipping away at you, but certainly you can't be broken.
Yeah, you never be broken. Yep.
What do people typically say when you give like similar workshops like this and everything? What's some of the feedback you get about the experience they have?
For any time I'm teaching students, I'd like to say that there's some positive feedback, right? Anytime I do that, it's really for the benefit of the student. So it's not about me or anything like that. It's just about trying to get that student to achieve the type of work that they want to achieve, to give them the skills, to help them develop those skills so that they can produce their own creative ideas.
Because they may not be in the same medium, or, they may not put oil on canvas or paint, or painting something abstract, and they may go off and do like a completely different thing. They may be a Photoshop wizard 2 years from now, but you set them off on that journey.
Yeah, it's just about trying to teach them the theory behind creating, to give them the opportunity to practice and give them good feedback, whether it works or not, that communicates their idea. I think that as any teacher or any mentor of other artists, you want to be in that role. You don't want to be the forefront and like pushing them and leading them along a certain path. You want to just give them the skills and then let them communicate it.
Now I want to ask something, Jerrold, because your family name bears a very, very proud tradition. There's a lot of really wonderful history with art in the Castro family. Can you explain the lineage that you have and how you actually the pride that you carried that with you as an artist and what you want to do with your kids? Yeah,
so I mean I've been around art my entire life. My godfather, my Nino, is Ron Castro. That's my mother's brother. Rick Castro.
Shout out to Ron.
Rick Castro is my mother's brother as well. First cousins of my mom and is Frank Perez and Perry Perez and Jeff Harris. All big names. All of them have had fingers in art some form or fashion. And I've just been surrounded by that my entire life, and it's really been a motivating factor to kind of live up to those expectations and try to fill those shoes. I don't think I can ever fill Ron Castro's shoes, right? But I can always try. I can always try to help the Castro name and help the community using that reputation of a strong art family.
Well, you're really carrying on the family tradition really, really well. So I mean, it's a pleasure to talk to you about that. But I want to talk about Body Beautiful. When you heard the theme first, when you heard that there's this Body Beautiful concept that's being proposed, what was the first thing that came into your mind?
So a couple things. One is like this is my thing. I love working in the figure.
That's my jam.
Yeah, that's it. I want to be involved in this one. Actually, Dawn reached out to me and she's like, hey, you'd be perfect for this particular show. Just throw in some pieces and stuff to help bolster the inventory that's there. And I'm like, for it. I'm all for it. And then I told her, hey, since this is a figurative show, let's go do some sort of portrait demo, some sort of portrait thing, and make it a friendly competition. So that's where Face Off, which kicks off Body Beautiful. It's a great idea where we have participating artists go around a live model and just do a live portrait demonstration showcasing their skills for the public. I thought it would be a great idea, and Don was so receptive to it. And then we have Tara Sood, who's my classmate at Academy of Art University.
She was a great interview, by the way, last week.
Well, she's a great person, you know?
Fantastic.
And a fantastic artist,
there
too.
She is.
Yeah, so between both of us,
artists unite right there.
There
on the
you go.
screen.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. It's about bringing that community together.
And like you said, inafa'maolek. It's what we do. That's in our blood.
Exactly. And what I want everybody to understand is that this show and Don's gallery is very it's very unique because we're going at it very hard. We have a community of artists here, local artists, who have really exceptional talent, and they need to be showcased. The public needs to know that we have the talent here right now, and it's on par with anywhere else in the world. And what's great is that we have access to them. And Don's gallery, Lise Rage's gallery, is the venue right now to do it. And this is the weekend to go and see it. It's going to be on for a month, but this is and this month you're going to have opportunities to go work with other artists in the workshops. You're going to have opportunities just to paint as a community, and then also have the public come in and be invited to watch and participate. So this is not just about the artists, It's about the community.
Very cool. Okay, so Jerrold, so you come on any show that KUM does, we want to make sure it's standing room only, right? Okay,
Yes.
so how do people register? Is there any cost, and do they need to bring any kind of materials, or do they have to have any sort of like formal training?
Sure, yeah. So no training required. You just come over and paint and learn from the artists that are there.
Okay, so that's first checkbox for
Yeah.
me. Absolutely no artistic skill whatsoever. I'm checked. That's me.
And bring your own materials if you have them. If you don't, that's fine. We can help supplement. A lot of artists are very sharing with whatever they need. And then to sign up, check Don's gallery, Lee Rage's gallery. Direct message them via Facebook or Instagram and let them know that you want to sign up.
Well, it's an opportunity to learn from somebody who is unbelievably talented. As you said, you bear a very, very proud lineage. You're carrying on the tradition, but also someone who's just really, really cool and is going to pass down, the joy that is art.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate
You know what? If it were you and Bob Ross, I think I'd rather interview you.
Appreciate
I'm pretty sure, because both capturing beautiful moments and everything, and really communicating that art is fun.
That's a very high compliment. Thank you. I'll take it.
For sure, man. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
All right, please stay tuned. We're coming back after this.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the